Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us for this edition of HR Mentorship Learning Series. Let me say Happy Mother's Day to all the ladies in the house and those listening to this call. One thing is, mothers deserve to be celebrated every day, all year round. Today, we'll be looking at a topic, mental agility for peak performance. And our facilitator is a regular, seasoned regular. I always look forward to listening to him on this platform or anytime, anywhere he's speaking, either virtually or in person. His name is Fola Vincent. But I would just like to read his profile just in case you are yet to meet this enigma. He has over 12 years experience, quality experience in human resource consulting, corporate training, and leadership coaching. He has a bachelor's of science, a master's in education, and is running his PhD in personnel psychology at the University of Ibadan. Fola is a certified business psychology practitioner. Also has a mini MBA in business innovation, growth, and sustainability. He is trained in Agile and Prince 2 project management approach. He's a certified Google data analyst. Ladies and gentlemen, he is also a senior professional in Human Resource International. He's certified by the Human Resource Certification Institute, United States of America. He's a Maxwell Leadership Coaching Practitioner. He's a John Maxwell Facilitator, Application Reader, Mandela Washington Fellowship. He used to be a member of the faculty. In fact, he was the lead faculty for the FCMB Training Academy. He has also led learning, performance, and culture. He's an ex-principal consultant with Palmera Consult, former L&D consultant at EZ37 Solutions. He used to be a training consultant with CPP Health. He's the president and co-founder, Palm Lead Africa. He's the convener, EQ Empowered Workforce and Reinvent Program. He's also, again, I like the fact that he put it regular.
Yeah, I need to put it.
Perhaps maybe after me, maybe he has probably spoken the highest number of times. Can make that clear. Again, speaking to us on mental agility for peak performance. Let's welcome Fola Vincent. You have the floor.
Okay, thank you so much. And I'm so glad to be here again. You know, anytime I have the opportunity to come here, I'm always very, very excited because, you know, it's a community whereby we try to help each other to grow, to learn. And beyond that, you know, through this community, we are creating change in the organization or the community that we serve. So today, we'll be looking at mental agility for peak performance. I've been introduced. So I just move quickly to the training objectives. These are the things we are expected to learn by the time we are rounding up today. So by the end of this session, participants will be able to understand the concept and the importance of mental agility, learn the ACT model of mental agility, cultivate mental agility through self-compassion, self-care, or even self-renewal. Then we also look at how you cultivate high performance mindset. So let's go quickly to mode 1, the concept of mental agility and its importance. What is mental agility? But before we go into that, there is something I want you to understand, which have become, I don't know why to call it, I call it the struggle of human resource of business leaders and even the C-suite. And that's will become the struggle of the board members. Number 1 is the weight of employee well-being. Every now and then, you know, we want to seek a balance. What is employee well-being to the management or what it is to the employees themselves? Then we are struggling with things around talent retention. In fact, not just talent retention, the overall talent management chain. There are times, as we speak right now, organizations are having probably crisis in management or in leadership due to approaches, like management approaches they have adopted. There are what we call culture mismatch. I don't know, probably it's happening in your organization to, you know, decision fatigue Most of the time, people are finding it difficult to make decisions because of probably information overload or cognitive overload. There are strategic pressure from the management down to the HR, the rapid industry shifts and uncertainty, especially the VUCA environment. I will still talk about the VUCA. We have the market disruptions. You know, look at what is happening in Nigeria right now. The FS, you know, the downstream and the upstream of the oil and gas. A lot of things are happening there, and not just about that. Look at what is happening in the global world, globalization, the war in Ukraine or the war in Russia. We don't even know what is really going to happen. Look at the policy, the new policy of the United States of America through Donald Trump. As we speak right now, people are talking to us that they are expecting, what do we call it? Recession, because anytime Donald Trump comes into power, I don't know, but we still have to like disprove such or prove it. People are saying a lot of things around it that we should be expecting economic distress. Then we have the innovation demand. So as all of these things are happening, organizations keep demanding for innovations, they keep demanding for productivity, they keep demanding for a lot of things. So the question is, where does HR professionals stand? And as I'm talking to you right now, you must have been feeling the heat from the management or from the board. And most of the time, it can affect our performances or our deliverables. And the truth of the matter is that you and I are not alone. If I ask each and everyone in this training today, they have a lot to say. So you can put it in the comment section if it's appropriate. What are your major struggles or challenges right now in the organization that you serve? What are your major struggles? What are the challenges as I speak to you right now? I need you to put it in the comment section, or probably by the time we are done, it could be part of the question you really want to ask. So this one leads us to where we are here today. What is mental agility? Mental agility is the ability to think quickly, adapt to change, and navigate uncertainty with clarity and confidence. It involves cognitive flexibility, emotional regulation, and resilience under pressure. Now, when you look at the 5 types of agility according to the Enterprise Agility University, we have the technical agility, structural agility, outcome agility, social agility, and mental agility. As a matter of fact, the mental agility becomes the base for all of them. So simply put, no matter the kind of change you want to effect in an organization or you want to come up with an organization, the basis for all of them is the mental agility. As a matter of fact, it's like a foundation to any kind of adaptive solutions you want to create in an organization. Probably you have the cultural issue, or you are having the performance and productivity issue, or you are even actually having the, employee engagement issues. Mental agility is the most important. It's like the foundation of all of them all. When you remove it, every other thing might not be able to start again. How do people see things? How do they read it? How do people see information? How do they read information? How do people see your culture? How do they even read it? What are the meaning they are drawing from the management decision, from the board decision, from the HR decision? Something happened recently, and I come to understand that the weight of an organization is on the HR. There's a lot of expectation from the HR, especially you and I, a lot of expectations. Now, I put something here that is so unique so that we can explain what we are trying to drive out today. I said in 2008, Tesla and SpaceX were on the verge of bankruptcy, and the Musk had to decide where to allocate his last $40 million. Should he save one company or try to rescue both? Most executives were panicked or play itself. Instead, Musk reframed the problem, adapted his thinking, and split the funds to keep both companies afloat. Today, Tesla and SpaceX are industry leaders. So most of the time, we always struggle with the ability to make decisions with little resources, just like the way all of us, human resources, we are always split in decision-making when it comes to who is the best talent. Do they have culture fit? Is there going to be a mismatch? Who are we going to promote, or who is going to go to the next leadership positions? And all of these impact how we think, how we make decisions, and how we perform. So the question is, will you evolve like Tesla and SpaceX or become obsolete like Blockbuster and BlackBerry? The choice lies in our mental agility. How do you make decisions in the VUCA environment? When you look at the VUCA environment, how do you deal with it? As I speak to majority of us right now, if not all, we are in the VUCA environment. Let's quickly look at the VUCA environment because it has something to do with mental agility I just defined. Okay, so it's an acronym for V, volatility, U, uncertainty, C, complexity, and A for ambiguity. Let's look at each of these. Let's even start from the volatility, rate of change. So let me ask you as I speak right now, what are the changes you have noticed in your organization? And not just the organization, even in the industry that your organization is or the community that you serve. What are the major changes are you seeing and how are you responding to those changes? By now, you should have started reading the industry trends, especially let me just quickly say HR trends for 2025. You should have seen a lot of changes, especially if you have not seen anything, you should have seen how AI is a part in our job, our work, especially those people in HR consulting, KPMG, PwC. You see the way they are trying to do a lot of restructuring. So a lot of restructuring are going on right now because of the changes that is ahead of us, because of the changes we have found ourselves. And whether you like it or not, all of these are impacting your performances and productivity. It's impacting the way you work. It's impacting the way you make relationship with people. As a matter of fact, and overall, it's impacting your deliverables. A lot of changes are going on. A lot of restructuring are going on. I was seeing what is happening right now in KPMG, even outside Nigeria. We are seeing a lot of people, a lot of the partners. They are probably. Do we call it layoff or do we call it restructuring? The industry I found myself, a lot of restructuring is going on in other banking industry. Leaders are giving an opportunity for people to say, okay, listen, if you want to leave us, you can. The window is open, and we're going to pay you for the next 1 year. I'm not going to mention any bank here, but a lot of things are going on. A lot of restructuring are going on. What of uncertainty, which has something to do with unclear about the present. People are not sure whether they are going to have their job tomorrow, whether they will be able to keep up with productivity and the level of expectation of the board and the management from them. So uncertain. Last week, I bought fuel at 860. Yesterday, I bought it at 930. A lot of uncertainty. We don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. The policy, we don't know how the tax policy is going to impact our organization. We don't know the new policy that is going to come or that is going to impact the regulatory environment that we find ourselves. What of the ambiguity, lack of clarity about meaning of an event? People lack clarity of purpose, clarity of vision, mission, clarity of value. And the last one has to do with complexity, where we play multiple key decisions factors. So many things have to play before we make decisions. As a matter of fact, a lot of organizations are very slow today in making decisions because of the complexity of the environment they actually operate or make businesses. So it is not about HR. It is everybody. Everybody is confronted with the VUCA environment. And it's impacting how we work. It's impacting our productivity and performance. What are we going to do in all of these situations? Only those with mental agility, that can survive the environment that we find ourselves now. Only those with that. Let me quickly go back to the meaning of mental agility so that you can understand how it plays a major role in change. I said mental agility is the ability to think quickly, adapt to change, and navigate uncertainty with clarity and confidence. Okay, let's quickly move ahead. There are primary targets for mental agility. There are two of them. Number one is avoid thinking traps. The second one is problem solving. One of the goals of today's event is to see how we can increase your problem solving ability to be in charge and still boost your performances. So when we talk about the avoiding thinking traps, we look at how do you identify helpful thinking patterns and biases. And how do you work with the management and the board to ensure that all of these, either unhelpful thinking patterns or biases, did not impart on your job? How do the board members make decisions? How do the top management make decisions? How is it impacting your job as HR? And how do you navigate that environment so that at the end of the day, you can still show that, wow, at the end of the day, we win. This is our deliverable. Then the problem solving, how do you provide a structured approach to tackling challenges that you are confronting, especially in the HR space? Why mental agility is critical, and they are the key messages. Number one, the world is changing faster than ever. If you can't pivot, you will fall behind. Number two, mental agility allows you to remain composed, innovative, and resilient under pressure. Even when you think that, hey, it seems everybody's losing it. Even when you're losing your mind, okay, but you still have this kind of saying, don't worry, we are still going to turn things around. Number three, agile thinkers create breakthroughs even in crisis. There are breakthroughs even in crisis. Number four, companies and leaders who fail to adapt become obsolete. I've just given you an example of the blockbusters, Nokia, what do you call it now? A lot of them, BlackBerry, a lot of them have gone extinction. Some bank have closed or they revoke their licenses, and more of them are still coming. By 2026, we are going to know the bank that actually is going to stand. The same thing is happening in oil and gas. Look at what is happening in the telecommunications space. Look at MTN increasing data calls every now and then. A lot is happening. People are moving the organization out of Nigeria to other African countries. This week, we saw that Elon Musk sold X to his AI company. So a lot of things are happening. Restructuring is going on. A lot of things are happening. Number five, people with high cognitive flexibility or mental agility outperform their peers by 40% in strategic decision making. And that is where today's training is very important. How do you make decisions that are strategic? Not just about the now, but the future. According to Albert Einstein, is that the measure of intelligence
It's a
is the
class that I
ability
used to listen to.
to change. Please, can you mute your mic? Can you kindly mute your mic? Thank you so much. Let's quickly look at the ACT model. The ACT, ACTS.
Please unmute, sir. Please unmute, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So let me go back to my slide. Let's quickly look at the model. Probably you should learn something about me. I have by the grace of God, in no distant time, I will have PhD in personal psychology. So what I'm trying to put together now is one of two things. We are coming up in psychology. Okay, let's quickly look at it. ACTS model. So the first thing under the ACTS is awareness. And I need you to pay attention because the only best way for us to achieve performance and productivity, as a matter of fact, to navigate changes, is your ability to recognize change, stresses, and cognitive biases. I'm just going to focus on change. In the HR space, what are the changes you're noticing? I know that Dr. Adeosun is here. CIPM might have been doing a lot of research, and they might be coming up with something great for all of us in no distant time, especially the one that is focused on Nigeria. A lot of changes are going on now in the HR space, a lot, depending on the industry that you serve, or depending on the organization and the regulatory body that actually regulate your organization. You need to understand and be aware of the industry changes happening, where you serve. Okay, you need to be very, very important. That is very important. Then one of the stressors, our job is stressful, from HR operation to HR strategy focus, down to people, down to culture, down to change management. A lot is going on. What of culture and leadership? A lot. Workforce planning. A lot is going on. And now we are facing with multi-generation. It can be very, very stressful. It can be very, very stressful. So what do you do every single day is for you to sit down and ask yourself this question. What are the changes happening now in Nigeria? You can begin from there. And how do I support the business leaders as HR? Because a lot of expectation is laid upon you. Okay. Then beyond that, when you identify changes, you are identify a lot of disruptive approach to what you do in your organization. The another thing you need to ask your question is, how is our top management, or how are we even in HR, how are we making decisions? So you need to pay attention and have awareness of all of this if you are going to play to win and if you are going to increase your performances. Very, very important. And one thing I do daily is to see things in my own way, in such a way that things that improves me, things that improve my skills. So I am very conscious of my strength and weaknesses. And one of the things we can do now as HR is to see how we can embrace artificial intelligence to make our work better. How we can embrace artificial intelligence to make some kind of decision and recommendation to the board. How we can leverage on data and ensure that we are serving our organization well. So it has something to do with awareness. What is new in the HR space? What is new in your industry? What is really new in the global world? You need to be abreast of all of this if you really want to perform your job as HR professional in the best way possible. The second one is cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing, that is changing how you interpret a situation or data by shifting perspective. That is changing how you see challenges. As I speak to you now, some HR are burdened simply because of the way they see situations. They did not see those situations in their organization or the challenges they're currently facing in a positive way, like in a growth mindset way. They are fixated into legacy thinking. That's what we call the legacy thinking. This is the way we used to be, or we used to do things in our organization. If it is not this way, then there's no any better way. If it is not my way, there are no better ways. Some of us, that is what we are facing in our organization, and we need to break those barriers for you to become successful and for you to achieve high performance. We need to break those barriers. As a matter of fact, you need to organize so many events, so many trainings, so many activities that we bring about cognitive reframing in your organization. I think this is one of the things I'm doing currently where I am working. The third one is the thinking agility. There's a unique difference between cognitive reframing and thinking agility. So let's quickly look at the thinking agility. It means that shifting between different thinking styles. There are different thinking styles of people. And if you are going to work with people, board management, for you to get things done. And the reason why I am making so much emphasis on this area is because some of your struggle is usually with the board or with the top management that you're working with, business leaders, and you are struggling with the legacy thinking. And you've got to find a way to understand the cognitive styles or the thinking styles of your organization. As a matter of fact, you start from the HR team. How do we think? There are different ways people think. Some are analytical, some are creative, some are tactical, and why some are strategic. Tactical means that you see things for the now or the medium. You don't really see things from this long term. And what makes a team beautiful is that we should be able to have people who are analytical, who are creative, who are tactical, and who are strategic, so that all of you can come together and achieve great things. But beyond your team, you as an individual, you need to develop all of these 4 skills. When should I be analytical? When should I be creative? When should I be tactical? And when should I be strategic? Strategic has to do with long term. Then for every long-term plan or every long-term strategies, there must be tactical strategies. What can we do in the next 1 month? What can we do bi-monthly? What can we do quarterly? What can we do biannually and annually in the next 2 months, in the next 2 years rather, and in the next 6 years or 10 years? You could have 5-year strategic plan. As a matter of fact, one of the things I want to do next week or upper week is to be able to come up with a training plan. You know, I work in the training space, performance space, and culture space. I will be able to come with a program or developmental program that will span 3 years to 5 years. And I will be able to have the tactical area of it and also the strategic area of it, which is very, very key to how you want to play. When you play, and you understand that you need to be strategic, or you need to be tactical, or you need to be creative or analytical, it improves everything that you do, and it makes you to be very productive. As a matter of fact, management begin to take you seriously, and the board begin to take you seriously because you have something, a document that shows that, yes, you understand how to think as business leaders. So you need to start thinking as business leaders and act as the people person, which is very important under the thinking agility. Then we have the self-regulations, maintaining composure even in high-stakes situations, manage stress and conflict, especially conflict of interest, conflict of communication styles, conflict of decision-making styles. You know, most of the time, decision of HR always conflict with the management or even the board, which is, these are the things that we face every single day, and it has become our struggle. And most of the time, you give up. Whoa, see, Fola, just forget it. My body are not going to listen. My management they are not going to listen. Listen to me. You are not alone. We are in this together. But the focus of what we are doing right now is to be able to help each other. At least we'll be able to achieve a milestone, if not all of the goal, if not all of our expectation being met on how we work with the management or how we work with the board. But we should be able to create something that will make us say, okay, we are winning, which is very, very important. Let's look at activating mental agility through self-compassion and self-care. Now, pay attention to what I'm doing, because when you talk about mental agility, it has something to do with your cognition, and it also has something to do with your emotions. So for you to be able to operate optimally and achieve result or to perform well, then you must pay attention to the way you think, and also pay attention to your emotions, pay attention to your body, pay attention to, how do I put it now? At least your body, soul, spirit. Thank God, APA, Association of American Psychology Association, they have included spirituality into their model, which means that you also have to pay attention to the spiritual area of life. So let's quickly look at this. And I love this part because it's going to boost your performance and productivity. So I'm going to start from self-compassion. I love this area, and I need you to love it too. So self-compassion means giving yourself the same kindness, patience, and understanding that you will give to a loved one who is going through a similar experience. So I am talking to my fellow HR professional. Probably, I don't know whether we have CEO here or we have business leaders in the house apart from the HR, whether you like it or not. A time will come, you feel like giving up. Okay. Especially if things is not going as planned, management is going this way, HR is going this way. And yes, because you want to serve the management, you want to serve the business leaders, you want to serve the board, you still have to dance to their tune. And I won't lie to you, the job can be very, very challenging. As a matter of fact, HR is not a small boy work. It is so challenging. So one of the things you can do for yourself is to show compassion to yourself. I love the picture that put it to your face. I say, I love myself. And you need to tell yourself every single day. And how do you do that? Number one, there's what we call compassionate breathing. You need to be doing it every single day. When you write that report, when you submit that proposal, when you submit that memo, that justification, when you have sent an offer to iTalent and they are rejecting your offer, see, you just have to find the way in that office to tell yourself that, Fola, you're doing well. Don't worry, it's gonna go well. Okay. So take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. You know, the best way for you to show that you love yourself is to learn how to take a deep breath, especially when things don't go your way. When you are in conflict with the management, when you are in conflict with the board, you just have to find a way to take a deep breath. Probably you should quickly do it as I'm talking to you now. I'm going to do it. Okay, I love myself. I can just grab a Coke or a Fanta or a Malt and tell myself that it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. There's something called supportive self-talk. So you need to practice it. It's going to be all right. You need to say something nice, something great to yourself. You know, probably, you know, in the HR space, I have been blamed for so many things. We have been blamed for so many things that does not even concerns us. Management make decision, HR is blamed. So many things is going on. If you overthink it, it will affect you and it will affect your performance. Do you know how I know that? Because emotions drive performance. As a matter of fact, before it drives performance, emotions drive behaviors and behaviors drive performance. Thank you so much, Fumilola. Learn to take a deep breath. So learn to support yourself with positive self-talk. If possible, like me, early in the morning, I listen to, you know, I've subscribed to TEDxX, and most of the time I download some of them on my YouTube, whether there is internet or no internet, I listen to motivational talk. In fact, I do it every single day. When I'm driving on Terminal Bridge, I put on my music. You know, I love Christian music. I play it and I speak great things to myself. You know, I'm a Christian, and you could be a Muslim. You know, there could be something you say to yourself. You know, probably recitations, all of those things. All self-talk is very important. That's what we call a supportive touch. Can you see the picture? That's the way you embrace yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, oh, Fola, you're so handsome. You're so great. I just love your hair. I love your eye. I love your nose. Listen, the reason why you need to intentionally do all of this is because I know, and you don't have to tell me, our job can be so demanding. Our job could take larger part of us because we have people we need to meet their expectations. We are meeting the expectations of the employees, even though the employees don't even know we are also employee like them, and we are also meeting the expectations of the management. It can be very tough. So you need to practice this routine. Like I said in this place, it's okay to make mistakes. Yes, it's okay. Don't die. You can always learn and improve. You deserve compassion. Can you tell yourself like that? In the comment section, just tell yourself, I deserve compassion in the midst of the trouble. I deserve compassion in the midst of the challenges that come with my job. I deserve compassion, and nobody's going to give it to you. You've got to earn it, give it to yourself, romance it. You know, yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, Oluwashanu. I deserve compassion. Please, nobody's going to do that for you. You need to do it for yourself. Okay. Let's look at the 3 parts to self-compassion. Number 1, acknowledge. Acknowledge how you are feeling without judgment. It's okay to tell yourself, I feel sad. Where I work, when I feel tired, I tell them I'm tired. Okay. I didn't know what to do for ourselves. We pat ourselves at the back. Most time when I needed a hug, I tell them, please, can you give me some hug? I need hug. And I deliberately work with my team to tell you, if you need a hug, just come and meet me. I will give you that hug. Okay. So you need to acknowledge how you feel. And the reason why you need to do this is because the employees need you, your organization need you. We don't want you to drop dead. We want you to perform optimally, even in the face of the struggle. And you need to normalize self-compassion. It's not something you do randomly. You need to normalize it. Normalize it and remind yourself of your common humanity and vulnerability. I tell myself, I am not Angel, neither am I God. I am Fola, so I have some kind of vulnerability. So what I do every single day is to tell people I am vulnerable to. Don't think I'm Angel. And I usually tell all our employees when they usually think that HR are God on their. I'm not God. I am just like an employee like you. I'm paid like the way you're paid. I can be sanctioned like just like the way you were sanctioned. I can type your how do I put it? Sanction letter today. Somebody else can type my sanction letter tomorrow. We are just the same. I make everybody I work with to understand that we're the same. When you think I don't need help, that you're the only person that needed help, just know that we all need help. And I know how to run to them when I need help, especially when I need hug. Some of you, by the time you get to work on Wednesday, if you need hug, please go and meet someone and say, can you just hug me? Okay. If you need a peg, let somebody just peg you. Let somebody just tap your back. Okay. It's very important. Then finally, give. You must keep giving yourself compassion. Give yourself some compassion. According to Jack Colford, said that if your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. Compassion must include yourself. Do not overwork yourself. There is a language we usually say in my organization. We said that stress, but don't stress out. I don't know. Yeah, I want to say it the way we usually say it. Be stressed, but don't be stressed. The word there is that show yourself some kindness. Show yourself some compassion. When you need to take a nap, please take the nap. When you need a Coke, get a Coke. If you don't have money for the Coke, walk up to somebody and say, I needed a Coke. Please, can you buy a Coke for me? And there is something we do in our team that I love so much. People they're just compassionate and they share compassion. Some we bring bread, some we bring Coke, some we bring some things. And, by the time it is time for break, we eat it together. So we share compassion, we share kindness. So let's quickly look at the self-care. Self-care includes all the earth behaviors that help you balance the effect of emotional and physical stress. Stress is real. What I'm training today is not really about stress. Let's assume that we have more quality time together and we are factoring stress into what I'm talking about. Stress is your response to events. If it is negative, then you are stressed out. If it is positive, then you maintain a balance. I do a lot of work on stress. I do a lot of work on emotional intelligence, a lot of work on what I'm talking about right now. It's one of the things I'm doing in my PhD work. And I know how stress can impact you in so many ways. Thank you so much, Becky. Becky says this session is timely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So self-care is about valuing your body, believing that your needs matter too. Your needs matter. Tell your boss, tell your team lead, tell your line manager. Then beyond that, don't forget we are talking about self-care. You need to prioritize yourself. I tell people, I am going to prioritize myself. Do you know why you need to prioritize yourself? If you drop dead on the job today, by Wednesday, they could just do 5 minutes silence for you. God forbid anyway. And by Thursday, another person is taking up your job, a job that you think that nobody can do. Suddenly, somebody can do it. This is the way I think. And I will share my experience with you as far back as 2021, 2022, and 2023. I was overworking myself. I usually think that people cannot do what I can do. And most of the time, I didn't even know that I was in the legacy thinking trap. I talk about the thinking trap, do not forget, and the problem solving, which is the two major aspects of the mental agility. The thinking trap, the thinking that nobody can do it until you do it. Go and check everybody with that kind of mentality. They are not usually productive. They are not productive. They can't go on leave. They can't delegate. They always want to do it. If you are here, you don't know how to delegate. You hardly go and leave. Then this conversation today is because of you. You are not productive. As a matter of fact, somebody like me, I know you are not. You are not performing. I know, because you would have achieved more result if you can change the way you think. Go on leave when it's time for you to go on leave. You think the job is going to suffer? It's a lie. It's going to be get done. then what should you do right now? Start empowering people to take over from you. That's what I do in any organization I work. I don't know, probably people who have worked together here, they know the way I work exactly. Within 1 week, 2 weeks, I begin to empower you so that we can do the job together. So that when I needed my leave, I can go on my leave. That's exactly the way I work. If I know something in Excel, you should know. If I know something, anything I do, then you should know. Okay. So you need to know that your body deserves some kind of care. Care for yourself. Okay. Take your bath well, drink enough of water, do exercise, simple exercise. And exercise is so simple nowadays. In my house, from my house to the junction, come is about 1,000 steps. So what do? Most of the time, I do not leverage on either my bike, the bike, or my car to drive most of the time I take a walk. And everybody in the organization by now, though I just joined them like 6 months ago, they already know the habit I have. Once it is around 1 or 2 o'clock, I'm going to walk out of my office and take a walk. So you need to learn how to take a walk. Oh, what if you are the only person in HR? Oh my God. Oh my God. Why? That's big. That's big if you are the only person in HR. So you can't go and leave. Anyway, let me finish so that all of us can talk about it. Some people probably they are the only person in HR and they can share their experiences. And let's just get to that bus stop. We know how to cross the river. Okay. So please eat healthily. Eat healthily. Don't worry, we are coming back to that. We will talk about it. Eat healthily. Very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. If you are the only person in the HR, you might need to come up with an initiative so that you will not be the only person. Probably by the time we get to that level, we start a conversation. You know, some of the interns, CWES, you can tell these people. NYC, you can tell them so that you not just be the only person. Okay. But whether you are the only person or not, I just told you today, self-care is important. I'm not praying for the bad things to happen anyway. Let's assume bad things happen to you tomorrow. Probably you're unable to go to work. What's going to happen? And your doctor said that you have to be there for 3 days. You will leave the work and go, right? You will leave it and go. There must be always somebody to support you. And you should be able to create that avenue so that somebody can support you. Okay, it's a very high risk for you to be alone in HR. It's very high risk. We call it people risk. Number 2, talk about your needs and request for support. This is what we address your question. You need to talk about your need for either somebody that will do an internship or NYC or CWES. Thank God CWES is even compulsory for organization. And it's regulatory if you want to get your ITF reimbursement. So you could use that. You should build a case for it. It's a people risk. It's not good. You only have one accounting person. You only have one HR person. What if the person is not available? There's going to be an issue. Okay. Number 3, make it an habit to check in with yourself throughout the day. Check your health, check everything about you. And one particular area you need to pay attention to is headache. If you are always having seasonal headache, just know that there's a problem. The problem has to do with your body system. And as a matter of fact, it's going to shut you down. I lost one of my colleagues in 2023. It really hit me hard. If this lady enters a room, everywhere is light up. You know that kind of employees that anywhere they enter, there's everybody is just lighting up. So sweet a person to work with. He will come early in the morning. He will go home around 8 or 9. One day, I have conversation with her. I said, it's not okay. And I shared my experience of what happened to me in 2022. I realized that when I'm walking, I usually have a strike on my head down to my spine. It is something I cannot explain. It was so painful when it happened. And it usually happened like every week in, week out. So I knew I'm having a problem. So I pay attention to myself. I went to the hospital and they told me that If I had not come, I'm like a walking corpse. And they explain what is happening to me. They were not living with me, but they explain what is happening to me. And I say, yes, that is what is happening to me. They said, I don't usually sleep. In fact, they told me that probably I'm sleeping 3 hours per day. I say, yes, I will get home around 10 and I will work till 12 or 1 because I want to deliver. And I will sleep around, most of the time, around 21, 22, 22, 23. I sleep around 1 o'clock and I will wake up around 4 a.m. Because ordinary Fola, we just wake up 4 a.m. Even though I sleep 3 a.m., I will wake up 4 a.m. I was so structured that way. So how did I overcome that? When they told me that, is that I saved my life or I continue working that way and die? So what did I do? I set a simple rule in our house. Once I come in, no opening of laptop. No, in fact, what I'm doing now is because there's going to be holiday tomorrow and probably 7:30, I'm going to ensure that I stop so that I can sleep. So in my house, even though you send an email, the only time I'm going to respond to that email is tomorrow. There are so many emails I've seen today. I've not responded to any of them. I will do that tomorrow. Why is it like that? Because self-care is loving yourself. So you need to self-care with love. You need to do that. Will it affect your performances? That is why we are talking about mental agility. You need to have a shift of focus from that. You need to have a balanced focus on that. You need to increase your self-management, which is very important. If self-care also means that learn how to manage your time well. Wow, I'm going to take a lot of time in this place and we're going to do it together. Don't worry. Okay, let me quickly move this. How do I do this? Okay, let me move it and do it. Somebody say I don't joke with my rest. Okay, no problem. Let me start from strategies for self-care. Please pay attention because from here I will just be rounding up, okay? Number 1, you need to regain control. Listen, so many things are controlling you now. You need to go and write it down. What are the things that control my times? Now I have a rule for myself when it comes to gaining control. One of the things I focus on is my time. Because time is life, time is precious, and every one of us have the gift of time, okay? So I place my time on what is important and what is urgent. Are you getting me now? The why willed. Pay attention to the why willed. You must have control over your why willed. That's what we call the stone, the pebbles, and the sounds. So you must pay attention to the stones. And what I usually do under that is to ensure that I am in control. There is the circle of control, circle of influence, and circle of what do we call it, of concerns. I do not want to work on the circle of concerns. But how do I do that? Very simple thing. Number 1, keep promises to yourself as much as you do for others. As a matter of fact, do not overpromise people. If my line manager send an email to me right now, Fola, we are doing this, where can you get it done? I will first of all prioritize myself and I will tell the person, I can get it done in 2 days. Okay. If I know it's going to be 2 days, I can give you 3 days. But it's okay if I submit it 2 days. No problem. But I'm not going to overpromise you. I'm going to stay within the limit of promise. I don't like giving promises because once I commit to something, I am there. And that is one of my weaknesses. When I'm telling you I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Number 2, do not overcommit yourself. Make realistic goals, priorities, and to-do lists. Number 3, find out what services, support are valuable to you and give yourself permission to assess them. When somebody gives you a job, ask them, probably you need a support, tell them you need a support. I think I was supposed to do something during the week. I think, myself and the MD. Then I told the MD, some people they just want to honor the MD and they will give, they will overpromise. Don't do that. Because even those at that level, the executive understand and they know when you are going out of your way. Yes, I can over-deliver, it's fine. But I need to keep something within my circle of control and influence. So if something's going to take it 2 days, I can tell you it's 3 days, but I can deliver in 2 days. I will take the accolades that, yes, Fola, we're done. It was 3 days, but you deliver in 2 days, but it was actually 2 days. Unfriend and unfollow people who are negative and take breaks from social media altogether if possible. I know when I go to Facebook, I know when to go to Instagram. I'm not in all social media. I am in the place that I can learn from and I can control. Regain control, which is very important. Don't forget that. Regain control, be in control. Okay. Number 2, refilling your bucket or cups. Now I'm going to explain the cups. Okay. Another one for the cup is that we can fill our cup with positivity or with negativity. For example, you can fill it up with toxic people, with toxic friends, and you can fill it up with elder people, healthy friends. The choice is always yours. But one of the ways for you to do the bucket and cup filling is to set boundaries. And what performance do is that they learn how to set boundaries. Yesterday, I was in a training. Everybody that want to make a call to me, I told them you can't call me from so hour to hour because I'll be busy. Many of you, probably you are here, you have called me yesterday. I would have told you, come on, you can call me by probably 4 or 5. I'm done. So I set boundaries, and everybody needs to respect my boundaries. I am going to respect your boundaries. And one of the things I do when I'm working with people is I quickly set my boundaries early enough. You know when you're not going to call me. You know when Fola is going to do something. I don't feel shy telling you what I will not do. I know I can't do, and I will tell you I'm going to do it. I don't mix it together, because that is one of the ways for me to regain my control. Fola, is because you are not working with my boss. So that is because that is the way you started. I don't want to bust things here. In my organization where I work now, they know that the highest that Fola is going to stay in the office is 6 o'clock. And the only way you can hold me for it is if I'm not delivering. I will ask you 1 or 2 questions. Is there anything you want me to deliver that I have not delivered? Yes, I also know when to stay beyond my boundaries. Okay, for example, probably there's going to be business review, performance review. Yes, I have to be there because it's not like every day. So it's not so. I don't make overworking, staying till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock like every single day. It's a bad habit. And it doesn't mean that you are performing. It's just show that you are not in charge. In fact, you can be performing better if you know how to manage that time well. Because number 1, you become more strategic. You become more proactive. The reason why you have to overwork yourself because you are not proactive. Everything you ever do in that office is reactive. No plan. You live by chance until they tell you what to do. That's what you do. Somebody's in control of the time. That's why I say you need to regain control through being proactive, which is very important. Number 2, cook your favorite meal or get your favorite takeout. I love that. Me, I do it. I've done it today with my wife and children. Number 3, listen to your favorite music and podcast. I do it. So I'm telling you what I'm doing anyway. Number 4, spend time enjoying your favorite activities. Me, what I'm doing now, I love it. I can do it from now to tomorrow. I can even do it without getting paid. I love it like anything. I hope I'm not wasting time. Okay. Okay, thank you. Now let's look at another one. Feelings and emotions. Show up and be present to your own emotions. You need to understand it very well. I've talked about it today. Okay? Pay attention to your emotions. Don't worry about how you feel, but do not sustain negative emotions. Find the way to be positive. Number 2, notice, name, and accept your emotion without judgment. Take a moment to acknowledge any emotion that feel overwhelming or keep stalking or recycling, especially anger. If you have anger issue, don't own it. Let it go. Don't own fear. Don't own sadness. Don't own shock or disgust. Don't own it. There are some things you must not own. Yes, you can recognize it, but don't own it. Don't own such things. Find the way to overcome them. Then engage in meaningful connections. Find a way to connect with your team. Because if you don't connect with your team, you can't lead them. Schedule regular date time with your partner. I love myself and I love my team. We usually connect on a very deeper level beyond work. I love it. I love it. I don't know whether they're here. I love it. I love it. I love you guys. Number 2, catch up with good friends and family regularly, especially family. I love family. One of the things I prioritize where I work, immediately I'm negotiating the way I want to work is my family. I tell them I love my family. If your work is going to take me away from my family, I won't do it. They know I set my boundaries. Number 3, ask for help when you need it. Number 4, receive help from others when they offer. Stay connected to your favorite cores, values, or faith. Give genuine compliment and shout out as quickly as possible. Get to know coworkers beyond their jobs. Please do that. Life is more than the job. There is a war beyond job. There is a war beyond the company. Everywhere I've walked it today, we have connection. We have connection. I connect. Healthy mind and body. Pause throughout the day. Take a pause. Take a deep breath. I've told you about that one today. Learn to always take a deep breath. Get up and move or stretch throughout the workday. I do that every single day. They know it in my office. They know it. They know that Fola, around 1 or 2, Fola is going to take a walk. So tell yourself, I need to keep taking a walk every single, even though it's 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Just do it and tell me how you're going to feel by the time I come back next. Okay? Keep taking a walk. Find a favorite way to exercise your body. Ensure you achieve fitness. Be mindful of what you eat, because everything about self-love or self-care is habit. You must not engage in negative habit. Alcohol, don't take alcohol. Some of you are not married. You keep multiple partners. Don't do it, because you expose yourself to STDs, and it's not going to be okay for your job. You are dating this person, dating that person. Now, don't do it. Get somebody you can commit with, and let it go like that. Let's move to the next one. Mode 4, activating high performance mindset. Everything I have been talking about today is about mindset. And as a matter of fact, performance is about mindset. If your mindset is positive, it will show on your performance. If it is negative, it's going to show on your performance. And how are you going to do that? I love this 3 model. I love it. I love it. Number 1 thing you need to do is to motivate change. And you can ask yourself today, after today's section, what changes am I going to come up with? You can come up with a goal or goals. But one thing you need to do is to be committed to those goals. Assess your current performance and situations. What is hindering you from performing at your best? Like I told you, all you need to do is to keep at your best. I love it when I'm working at my best. I create that environment for myself. And I want to achieve the best. Everywhere I've ever gone, I am not B players, I am A players. Assess your current performance and situation. Ask yourself, what can you change? What can you make? What difference can you come up with? What can you make better? Shift performance mindset from your old thinking to new thinking. You must find a way to think newly. Number 2, sustain change behavior. Change is constant, and you must find the ways to sustain it. You must make it a ritual. How do you do that? Now that you know what you want to change, you have come up with a goal statement, you have a strategic plan for that or planning document, then you go into action, then reward and celebrate both small and big wins. Before, you don't know how to manage your time, but after this session, you know how to manage your time, celebrate it. Before, you are always reactive to changes, but now you are proactive to changes, celebrate it. Before, you don't have a mentor, you don't have a coach, you don't have anybody that you get help from, but after this session, you deliberately said, I'm going to talk to somebody I can always get help from. For example, I know that some of you here, you have approached me for mentoring or for coaching, and I have offered my assistance. Some of you are paying, some of you is free. No matter what you're doing, the most important thing, you must always find somebody to talk to. And when you achieve a milestone in your change journey, then you need to celebrate it. You are working with Dr. Adi Oshun and you are improving yourself. You are achieving more performance. You need to celebrate it. You need to normalize and improve high performance habit. I've just shown you different high performance habits today. Okay. From the cognitive change down to emotional change and down to habit change. I've told you today, and you need to start living them. And finally, and I love this, be accountable for growth. Listen to me. Everything we have discussed today, nobody is going to help you to achieve it. Performance, like I told you, is mindset, is habit, and it is driven by emotions and your behavior. If you can change your behavior, you can change your emotions positively, and you can change your mindset, then you can begin to achieve so much growth and high performance. I don't know what your level of performance is. Probably you're currently on PIP, or you are always below average or average. You can move from below average or average to above average. Your next promotion can come when you begin to live this kind of habit and mindset. What do? Set SMART goals and be committed to them. And finally, hold yourself accountable for continuous improvement. If you need an accountability partner, please go for them. If you need to pay, please pay. I remember the organization that I was before I crossed into banking. Anytime we joined the organization, they assign a coach to you. And I love it. That was EZ37. I love that culture. I don't know whether any one of them is there. I love it. I love it. I hope you guys are still doing it. I love it. So they assign a coach to you. It's part of your offer anyway. They assign a coach to you, and this coach bring the best out of you. The coach help you and become your accountability partner. And before you know what is happening, you are achieving the best thing you can ever achieve in life. I am what I am today because I am accountable to myself. I am accountable to people, and I get help when I need help. And I change my mindset, I change my habit, and I embrace positive emotions. And before I know what is happening, I am achieving high performance. I think we're going to be stopping today, but let me quickly look at that. And here is the final word. You are more than a support staff, administrator, or policy enforcer. You are a strategic enabler and partner within your organization, especially to the CISO, to the top management, and even the board members. You are so unique to them. You need mental agility to perform this role as you transform your organization for growth and sustainability. If there is anything I want you to achieve after this session, is for you to become the A player among the HRO theme in your organization, whereby you are not working strategically. You are changing the legacy thinking. You are helping people to form a new habit, a mindset, and you are implementing a program that can transform your organization in this way. You know, you can use the same approach and run it in your organization. Probably by the time they send these materials to you, you can also do the same within your organization. Let us turn our organization to a positive environment where performance is driven and where we contribute to performance, to high performance culture. I want to say thank you for listening to me. I will welcome your questions so that I can provide some answer. I'm not the only person in the house. So it is time for questions and answer. Thank you, everyone. Hello, thank you. So I will welcome your question. I think Dr. Oluyemi might be a bit busy, but let's look at it. If there are questions, is there any question? Okay, let me look. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Olubukola Folashade. It's a learning session that we cannot afford to miss. So insightful. Thank you so much. AAO, thank you. Wonderful session. Thank you too. Veronica said, very insightful. Thank you. Okeshuku said, thank you, sir. Thank you too. Sunday Femi, very impactful. Thank you. Osamuye said, thank you, sir, for the session. You're welcome. I appreciate that. Is there any question? So let's quickly go back to somebody said that what if you are the only person in the organization? You must talk to the management and let them know that it's a very high people risk, okay? Because if you don't come 1 or 2, 3 days, what happened to the department? So another thing is that if you have admin department, you might need to collapse it so that it will be HR and admin so that at least you can work together. I'm not sure. Can you confirm, do you have an admin so that you can collapse it? Okay. That is another way to do that. It's not always right. The another thing you can do is you can do what we call a restructure around work design. You create a job family. Look at anybody within the organization that if you put in a bucket of job families, what you do might likely be alike. And that was what I was suggesting, that do you have an admin? So what it means is that you are going to recommend that they should collapse the HR department with the admin so that it will not become HR and admin. Then if you can now upskill or reskill the admin team so that they can know what you can do as HR, then you also support what they do. So if you go on leave, the admin can take over from you. Omotola, I don't know whether you have the right to speak. Let me quickly look at that. Let's try to speak. Let's see whether you have the right to speak. Okay, thank you, Shula. You have an admin. I think my answer will actually help you. Since you have an admin, restructure it and compare them together. Let's look at it if I can give some of us, right? Am I a host now? Okay, I'm a co-host. Let me look at the people I'm supposed to give. Okay, let me give you right. Okay. Let's see. You have right to speak now, or more. You have right to, so go ahead and speak, please.
Okay, good evening, and thank you very much, Mr. Fola Vincent,
You're
for that
welcome.
very impactful session that you had. Unfortunately, I didn't join early, but I just wanted to also react to the thing about having no one else to take over from you if you're the HR person, and just to say that there are also some certain things that could be put in place. You first of all need to let management know the implication of one person being the all and all and being all of an HR department. You need to let them know the implication of it. And then, just like you said, Mr. Vincent, you then put some things in place. One of them being, if you have an admin, you can collapse them. Another thing is about, having what we call job shadowing. So you select people who might have maybe admin background or who have that tendency to be able to operate within an HR and admin, environment, and they start job shadowing you. You can do that on rotation so that when you leave or when you are not around as a solo person in your HR, there will always be somebody to step in for the time that you are not going to be around. But the most important thing to note is that you cannot be the only person. It's not healthy.
No,
it won't work
it's
well.
Not healthy. It's not healthy.
It's going to see the end of that department at some point because everything might go wrong. It is very high risk. It's not worth taking at all. So the lady who asked the question, or I don't know if it's a lady or a man, I think you need to go back to your organization and start having these conversations with them. So that they know that it is very high risk. It's something that shouldn't be done, and you should start putting some measures in place to mitigate against things totally going down the drain. So I just thought I should put that in. So there's job shadowing,
Thank you so much.
coaching and all of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And one of the principles around the mental agility is that you need to ask for help where you need it, which is very important. And that is exactly what Omoba has rightly said. Go back on Wednesday and have this conversation, come up with the restructuring. Restructuring simply makes that, okay, look at the job families. Like, for example, now HR and admin, you can collapse together. And I've also seen some people that are saying that, okay, we can bring in even some member of the account in finance. You can bring one or two of them to join the HR team. You can do that. And where somebody is doing the payroll, I can also work within the finance functions. So somebody is asking that, what if this issue with confidentiality that wants to make you to work? Now listen, confidentiality is not supposed to be a burden. It's not supposed to be a burden, okay? I understand that it can limit you from working with people, but it also means that how do you as a person undo confidentiality? And you need to start that kind of confidentiality culture or behavior whereby beyond you releasing some kind of information within the organization, let them know the importance of confidentiality, seeing everybody as a trusted guidance. So if we entrust you with any information, you need to keep it confidential. So if somebody is going to work with you because of the issue with confidentiality, you don't want them to work with you, then you might need to reframe such idea, okay? Because you still need people to actually work with you, okay? Which is very, very important. And if anybody's coming to HR, one of the key things that make them to come is confidentiality. And if anybody is working with you there, then you need to always remind them of the need for confidentiality. Hello, Omoba, do you still want to speak?
Yes, I wanted to say something in relation to confidentiality, please.
Okay,
if
please
that's
go ahead.
okay. I don't want to
Okay,
take
yes,
over, from you or anybody else. I
No,
just
no, no,
felt
please go ahead. It's allowed.
that-
I'm learning.
Okay, so one of the things that a lot of organizations need to start rethinking and redoing is that issue of confidentiality. Everybody seems to lock it down into the HR alone, whereas the entire organization must be aware of what confidentiality means. Confidentiality is for everybody. The only thing is that HR happens to be the custodian of that particular role, or that particular part of the administration or the management. So if there's anything, it gets, it's kept with HR. However, everybody must be aware that these are the rules guiding confidentiality. These are the things and the processes that you have to pass through, or you have to go through to get certain things done under confidentiality, so that you are not going to HR to go and ask them for what they cannot do, and then you start telling the HR that they're very wicked or they're not nice because they're not giving you information that you think you should be told. Oh, it's in my file, so I should be privy to it. Yes, it might be in your file, but that doesn't mean that they can give you the file. They might just be able to give you something. So I think, everybody should start letting their organization know that everyone needs to be trained on the entire process guiding their own confidentiality policies and processes, so that we can then know how to access it, how to use it, how to navigate our ways around it in our individual organizations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Omoba. That was a fantastic contribution. And just to add to it again, I don't know, if you have not done confidentiality training with the organization, go and do it, because it's not just the job of the HR. Everybody within an organization, they are custodian of trust. So custodian of trust means that you need to keep confidentiality in the best way possible, in such a way that you know that you are not causing harm to the organization. And as a matter of fact, it should be part of your code of conduct. So you don't just release anything of the organization. And even though you are going to do anything, there must be permission and there must be consequence for anybody that violates the confidentiality policy. It's something you need to do. Do the training and send the policy out to every staff, because whether you like it or not, staff always have a way of having access to information that they are not supposed to have access to. So everybody needs to be a custodian of trust within an organization, and that's very important. Wuromini, apology if I'm not speaking, call it the name well, is saying that having an intern to be trained in the organization for HR function would have been the best option for situations where the organization wants to reduce labor costs. Internship is cheaper to have when there's some staff HR is not around. Yeah, you are right. Veronica, let's see. I'm not sure whether you can unmute, but try to unmute. Let's see whether you can do that. Let me look for you. I think you really want to buttress your point. Let me just look for you if I can help you from here. Veronica. Okay. Let me ask you to please see whether you can unmute yourself now. Okay, help me here. Hello, Veronica. Can you unmute yourself now? Please go ahead and speak. You are muted. You are supposed to be able to speak. Your mic is on mute. Okay, no problem. Is there any other question? You can still find the way to put it in the comment section, probably, we can get your thought well. Any other questions so that we can round up the session? And if you have something you wanted to learn from what we have just discussed today, please go ahead and do that. You have one or two things you want to add. Then let me see if there are any other questions here. Okay. Okay, Dr. Adeosho, Veronica wants to speak, although I thought I've given her access, but it seems she still can't speak.
Try again. I've even made her a co-host now.
Veronica, can you try now?
It's showing from here that our mic is even on.
Yeah.
It may be network.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Please, any other question as we round up now? So with that, as there is no other question, it has been an amazing time together. And like I usually say, I love every opportunity I have to speak in this forum. I want to say thank you to the community, especially Dr. Oluyemi. Thank you so much, sir. I think it's time I hand over back to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, let us please all unmute and appreciate our facilitator, Fola Vincent, for yet another exciting edition. Very timely, very well articulated. Let's unmute and appreciate him, please, as we wrap up tonight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much, sir. God bless
Thank you,
you.
Mr. Fuller.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.